This is a bonus episode in celebration of 1,000 downloads. Thank you all for listening. The signs of some strange horoscopes. The cult of the malicious honeybee. The cult of the malicious honeybee is represented by the symbol of a hive with a number of bees around it. One of the bees is always closer and larger to the viewer. Except for their locations, there is nothing to distinguish the bees from one another, because individuality is secondary or incidental to those born under this sign. The hive is central to the image because what the cult seeks to build is at the center of most of their motivations. This often manifests in workaholic tendencies. What the cult is working toward, however, differs based on the individual and can vary widely, though most have a tendency to be taken in by personalities, particularly those who can offer clear direction to work toward. Those born under the cult of the malicious honeybee are characterized by their overwhelming sense of responsibility, their high standards for themselves and others, and an underlying sweetness, which when nurtured can often be used to take advantage of them. Many struggle with externalizing their self-worth to the completion of tasks or accomplishment, making them even more susceptible to outside influences. Best match: the ship that never errs. Good matches: the serpent under crystal, the pious servant of the delicate finch. Bad matches: the spinning plate's gasp, the vestal mantis. The doubting wheel. The doubting wheel is represented by the symbol of a large wheel with ornate spokes rolling down a hill with a bloody human figure attached to it, but not visibly trapped there in any sense. This represents the way the wheel tends to crush themselves under the weight of their own worries. They are planners prone to fretting, who benefit from others' perspective and encouragement. They often find themselves feeling trapped in situations they have orchestrated via their own inaction, as once the wheel starts turning in one direction, it struggles to slow down or change lanes. Those born under this sign are characterized by their loyalty and resilience, even to their own detriment. They excel at lifting those close to them up and treating them with trust and respect, but their sensitive natures can lead to them feeling abandoned at the slightest pushback. Best match: the spinning plate's gasp. Good matches: the ship who never errs, the whimsical limping hare. Bad matches: the reveler's folly, the creed of the librarian. The risk of Saint Shinglerain. The risk of Saint Shinglerain is represented by a coil of red prayer beads with a yellow hazard sign on the end. This symbolizes the almost pathological drive for excitement displayed by those born under the sign of the risk, as well as serving as a warning to themselves and others. That being said, no other sign has the uncanny ability of the risk to make the most out of any opportunity that others may miss. This sign bears the name of the only daredevil to ever be canonized, Rouse Shinglerain, whose mysterious disappearance is one of the most enduring parts of their legacy. Those now infamous last recorded words, "It'll be worth it," reflect this sign's view of the world. Those born under the sign of the risk are characterized by their optimism and independence. They have a constant need for adventure, and lacking healthier outlets, they will often indulge in high-risk behavior and troublemaking. They struggle with emotional vulnerability, and due to their unpredictable nature, they have trouble forming the close bonds they crave. Best match: the creed of the librarian. Good matches: the reveler's folly, the whimsical limping hare. Bad matches: the serpent under crystal, the pious servant of the delicate finch. The sunlit poet. The sunlit poet is represented by an open book with blank pages illuminated by the sun rising behind it. The warmth of this imagery is rivaled only by the poets themselves, who tend to be some of the most passionate and creative souls in the zodiac. The blank pages speak to the poet's limitless potential and how they feel the need to express their thoughts and feelings, leading many sunlit poets to pursue the arts. Those born under the sign of the sunlit poet are known for their honesty and ability to see the innate beauty of the world around them. In their lives, they tend to be easygoing in most things, but their passions run so strong. At their worst, a poet might forget to prioritize their own needs, or surrender to people-pleasing to satisfy one-sided loves. Best match: The Serpent Under Crystal. Good matches: The Pious Servant of the Delicate Finch. The Creed of the Librarian. Bad matches: The Smoke That Smells of Cherries. The Stag-Headed Bull-Hooved Rooster. The Smoke That Smells of Cherries. The smoke that smells of cherries is represented by the image of smoke bursting from the smoldering pit of an exploded cherry. This represents the two ways those born under the sign of the smoke tend to interact with the world. They tend to express passionate feelings only in short bursts, and often leave things unsaid for years at a time. These individuals tend to cultivate an air of mystery about them, but don't let that fool you into thinking they don't care. Those born under the sign of the smoke that smells of cherries are characterized by their adaptability and natural allure. However, with a tendency to linger for a long period, they sometimes struggle to see a path forward. In their careers, they tend to be highly ambitious, and often find success in whatever they strive toward. However, their personal lives often suffer from their resistance to letting others know what they are thinking or feeling. Best match: The Coyote Who Kissed the Heretic. Good matches: The Gregarious Monarch. The Stag-Headed Bull-Hooved Rooster. Bad matches: The Pious Servant of the Delicate Finch. The Sunlit Poet. The Gregarious Monarch. The gregarious monarch is represented by half a monarch butterfly. This represents that it is seldom that any one person ever sees all of who the gregarious monarch is. They are multifaceted and like to appear as what they believe the other wants them to be. This can lead to them being considered two-faced, but it would be more accurate to consider them highly intuitive to the desires of others. Monarchs have a magnetic personality that draws others to them. Those born under the sign of the gregarious monarch are characterized by their enthusiasm and their harmonious natures. They love to have their social calendars full, and can use their skills as natural mediators and leaders to get ahead in most career paths. This allows them to indulge in their love of luxury and travel. In relationships, they strive for those who will let them take the lead, but need partners who accept their wide social circles. Best match: The Pious Servant of the Delicate Finch. Good matches: The Spinning Plate's Gasp. The Smoke That Smells of Cherries. Bad matches: The Coyote Who Kissed the Heretic. The Ship Who Never Airs. The Pious Servant of the Delicate Finch. The pious servant of the delicate finch is represented by the symbol of a pair of hands cupping a small, unremarkable bird with a slightly forlorn expression. This represents the gentle and nurturing nature that this sign typically embodies. This sign often tends to select one specific person or place to protect and care for. Once they are committed, they are dedicated for the long haul. Those born under the sign of the pious servant of the delicate finch are characterized by their compassion and stoicism. They are eager to help others with their problems, but often conceal their own struggles. The servant tends to be difficult to anger, but their penchant for idolizing their partners can lead them to be taken advantage of. Best match: the gregarious monarch. Good matches: the cult of the malicious honeybee, the sunlit poet. Bad matches: the risk of Saint Shinglerain, the smoke that smells of cherries. The serpent under crystal. The serpent under crystal is represented by the symbol of a snake with detailed scales. Above it looms a large emerald-cut crystal. Where the snake is viewed through the image of the crystal, it has lost its detail and appears a different color. This represents the dual nature of this sign, the focused strategic and the frivolous sophisticate. They have a reputation of being one of the most tasteful signs as well as the most ambitious. Those born under the sign of the serpent under crystal are characterized by their fluidity and duality. They tend to be prone to having a narrow focus and struggle with big picture ideas. They are not the kind to tend to get locked into rigid ideas, and can easily change course when they deem it necessary. They may gravitate to lying or manipulating others who they deem to have a less defined sense of self. Best match: the sunlit poet. Good matches: the cult of the malicious honeybee, the vestal mantis. Bad matches: the risk of Saint Shinglerain, the stag-headed bull-hooved rooster. The Reveler's Folly. The Reveler's Folly is represented by the symbol of a crumpled party hat. Lonely, desolate, polka-dotty. It represents the colorful and fun world those born under this sign inhabit, even to the point it starts to show diminishing returns. The folly tends to be the bright, bubbly life of the party types in any situation, but often fails to notice when the energy they're bringing is too much for a person or event. Those born under the sign of the Reveler's Folly are characterized by their idealism and good fortune. Though they hate to plan, they find rewards in their spontaneity, and through their natural optimism, they can find abundance, even when their wallets are empty. They have a reputation of being entertaining and fun to be around, but many struggle to know their own limits, and can end up burning out if they surpass them. A bored or unfulfilled folly can be dramatic or volatile. Best match: the whimsical limping hare. Good matches: the doubting wheel, the risk of Saint Shinglerain. Bad matches: the vestal mantis, the ship who never errs. The whimsical limping hare. The whimsical limping hare is represented by the symbol of a rabbit missing one of its hind feet. The injury is long healed, and it wears an expression of languid joy. They are the embodiment of hard-won peace. They feel things deeply and often have a complex understanding of where they fall short or have failed, and from a very early age try to use their innate emotional maturity to help others. Later in life, this desire to help others most often manifests as their willingness to be a listening ear or playful distraction for anyone who needs it. Those born under the sign of the whimsical limping hare are characterized by their empathetic and jovial natures. This is a sign that seeks peace, and therefore signs that benefit from their stasis naturally gravitate toward them. Other signs, however, may find them clingy. At their worst, the hare may come across as naive or sensitive to a fault. Best match. The Reveler's Folly. Good matches. The Doubting Wheel. The Risk of St. Shinglerain. Bad matches. The Vestal Mantis. The Ship That Never Errs. The Creed of the Librarian. The Creed of the Librarian is represented by the symbol of a hand set over a book in oath, a large chain and padlock trapping it there. The book is thick and heavy, and the hand is gaunt and pale, representing how the librarian's sense of duty is their driving force. They are known to strive for excellence and are attracted to others who make them feel strong emotions of envy, desire, or avarice. Those born under the sign of the Creed of the Librarian are characterized by their intelligent and individualistic personalities. They are intuitive knowledge seekers. The librarian desires others to think they are clever, and they love to share their thoughts on whatever they consider their area of expertise. At times, they are pompous and indelicate with others' feelings. Best match. The Risk of St. Shinglerain. Good matches. The Sunlit Poet. The Vestal Mantis. Bad matches. The Whimsical Limping Hare. The Cult of the Malicious Honeybee. The Vestal Mantis. The Vestal Mantis is represented by the symbol of a front-facing mantis, its head bowed over its claws. Its eyes are downcast, its expression is serene and almost sad. They are natural caretakers, prone to deep introspection, which often manifests as a rich internal spirituality. They are often romantics who appreciate tradition. Those born under the sign of the Vestal Mantis are characterized by their temperance and grace. One of the most beautiful signs, they can be prone to ego. Though they are patient and self-disciplined, they often struggle with an overbearing approach to their nurturing natures. This means it can be hard for them to find a relationship of equals. Often the mantis will hold others at a distance, but sometimes those closest to them will find themselves held to the mantis's unshared expectations for them. Best match. The Stag-Headed Bull-Hooved Rooster. Good matches. The Creed of the Librarian. The Serpent Under Crystal. Bad matches. The Whimsical Limping Hare. The Cult of the Malicious Honeybee. The Spinning Plate's Gasp. The Spinning Plate's gasp is represented by the symbol of an ornate plate spinning on a thin rod, seen from below while in motion, so its ornate pattern is hard to clearly discern. This represents the way the Spinning Plate's gasp views life like a balancing act, trying to keep many layers of their complex lives and social circles in the front of their mind. They are natural fixers who love the challenge of other people's problems as well, and due to this, they have a tendency to gossip. The gasp tend to be able to get along with anyone, as long as they are naturally charming. Those born under the sign of the Spinning Plate's gasp are characterized by their balanced and even-handed personalities. They have been known to be obsessive in their pursuit of fairness and harmony. Many suffer from a perfectionist streak, which means they prioritize the feeling of finishing a task over their well-being. It can be hard for this sign to reconcile their morals with the reality of living in an unjust world. Best match. The Doubting Wheel. Good matches. The Gregarious Monarch. The Ship Who Never Errs. Bad matches. The Cult of the Malicious Honeybee. The Reveler's Folly. The Coyote Who Kissed the Heretic. The coyote who kissed the heretic is represented by the symbol of a coyote with its too long tongue lolling out. This represents the distance the coyote likes to keep between it and its lovers and commitments. They are practical problem solvers and quick thinkers, whose brains are often overruled by their hearts, leading to impulsive mistakes. Those born under the sign of the coyote who kissed the heretic are characterized by their resourcefulness and relentlessness. They are known to be hopelessly romantic and are attracted to a wide variety of individuals, but they struggle to settle down. This sign is known to suffer from wanderlust and have a need to explore near and far. If they do not feel like their emotional needs are being met, they have manipulative tendencies. Best match: the smoke that smells of cherries. Good matches: the reveler's folly. The stag-headed bull-hooved rooster. Bad matches: the gregarious monarch. The creed of the librarian. The Vogue. The Vogue is represented by the symbol of an ornate V in a box that looks somewhat vaginal. This represents the sign's natural assets, as well as the more complicated ways that it tends to not completely fit in the box they tend to be put in. Those born under this sign show extreme talent and dedication to their craft from a young age, and when they find success, they become advocates who frequently indulge in philanthropy. Those born under the sign of the Vogue are characterized by their playful and magnetic personalities. They are beautiful, clever, and flirty, and most of all, unapologetically confident. They want to have a lot of control over projects they are involved in, but have been known to share the spotlight. The Vogue has often been accused of being provocative, regressive, or unoriginal. Best match: there is no one good enough for you. Good matches: hard to say. Bad matches: many. The stag-headed bull-hooved rooster. The stag-headed bull-hooved rooster is represented by the symbol of the stag-headed bull-hooved rooster, an animal with infamous symbolism so well known it would be redundant to describe. The rooster commands attention and appreciates boldness. This is the sign that embodies vitality. Those born under the sign of the stag-headed bull-hooved rooster are characterized by their strength and ambition. They are often ruthless in their pursuit to gain power and success, but they are as ruthless in protecting what they view as theirs. They are naturally courageous and can make decent leaders, but at their worst, they are prone to being isolationist and authoritarian. Best match: the Vestal Mantis. Good matches: the coyote who kissed the heretic. The smoke that smells of cherries. Bad matches: the sunlit poet. The serpent under crystal. The ship who never errs. The ship who never errs is represented by the symbol of a sailing ship facing to the right as it coasts over the hint of waves. This sign is known by their dedication to the path they set for themselves. Once the ship commits to something, they will pursue it doggedly, even beyond reason, which can run contrary to their otherwise extremely practical natures. They cut through life determined for things to work out how they plan. Those born under the sign of the ship who never errs are characterized by their reliability and obstinance. The most stubborn sign, they can be difficult to deal with, but sticking it out can be well worth it because they are also very loyal. They often insist things have to be done their way. However, their determination and capability make them valuable friends. Best match: the Cult of the Malicious Honeybee. Good matches: the Doubting Wheel. The Spinning Plate's Gasp. Bad matches: the Gregarious Monarch. The Whimsical Limping Hare.
Some Strange Horoscopes is a passion project by myself, LunaTinx, and Pinion. The podcast and the elements used in making this podcast have been licensed via a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial Share-alike 4.0 international license. The Astrologer was played by Pinion. Some Strange Horoscopes is written by LunaTinx. If you would like to find us on social media, we're on Blue Sky as Strange Horoscopes, and Tumblr as Some Strange Horoscopes. To receive Some Strange Horoscopes via email, you can subscribe at somestrangerhoroscopes.substack.com, or you can subscribe to us wherever podcasts are found. Please consider leaving us a nice comment or review. It makes us smile. More details and links can be found in the show notes. Thank you for listening. Much love.